All right, happy Friday, guys. Thank you for joining us for this webinar. We are happy that you could be here with us and give you some good information to really tackle tactical arbitrage and take it to the next level. We have here Chris Grant, who is the master of tactical arbitrage and several other things. He is definitely the man in the know. We've had him before on the webinar. It is available on the Matrix for you to view with tactical arbitrage. Chris, thank you for coming. It's a pleasure to have you on here with us.
Yeah, thanks for having me. I always love talking tactical arbitrage. So we want to talk product search a little bit. I can get into a little bit of reverse search and some of the things that we can do there. What I'd like to do, I know you wanted to talk a little bit about some higher level things, so we can dive into XPath a little bit, and I'll give a couple of resources on how to do that. And then I know that you said not a whole lot of people are using the wholesale portion, but I've got another method to use the wholesale portion with, and we could talk about that.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I will let you do your thing, Chris, as usual.
Awesome. Thank you. Before we get started, let me open up the chat here so I can see it. Okay. I would like to, for those of you here, what are your pain points? What are the things that you want to know the most? That way I can kind of tailor this a little bit, make sure that you guys are getting the most out of this as possible. And I'm going to start sharing my screen while you guys think about that and answer for me.
Okay. So any issues that you guys have with tactical arbitrage, let Chris know. We're also streaming on the Facebook group, so I know that it's a little bit of a delay. So those will probably come in like several minutes after we've gotten into this.
All right.
We can also check our emails for common questions we get regarding tactical arbitrage in case, because there's we do get a lot of very similar questions quite often.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Okay, so let's talk XPath first. There are, for those of you who aren't familiar with what XPath is a language which a lot of websites that sell products use to show all the information, show the image, show the price, show the title, sometimes what quantity they have in stock, sometimes the UPC, and it's kind of what allows tactical arbitrage to go and talk to a website and grab the proper information. Now, I will preface this by saying I have never built my own XPath in my entire life. I don't want to learn how. I could do it if I wanted to, but I don't want to, and I don't suggest that anybody does it. However, I do suggest that you learn how to, one, purchase XPaths, which is very simple, or two, use some software that will build them for you. And I'll show you what the power is in doing that. Let me open up my advanced user here. Now I have more than one tactical arbitrage account. So in my support account where I do work with people who need help, I have 144 sites added outside of what's already included in tactical arbitrage. Now, some of these are UPC. Most of them are title and image sites, and it used to be that Big Lots was actually added to tactical arbitrage as a site, but I had Big Lots when it was excluded. And the powerful thing about this now is it used to be you'd go and you would do a title site that you've added in XPath and you're just getting garbage. And that's not the case anymore because of the image match algorithm that's been released. And actually just recently there's HD image matching, which is even better. Plus on top of that, if you guys haven't seen yet, there is now a match quality score. So what that allows you to do is it allows you to go in and it allows you to see what tactical arbitrage thinks the image match quality is. So with this particular item here at the top, it's getting a 72 out of 100. And the reason that is because this particular item, this blue PS4 controller, is matching to that PS4 controller, but these particular items are not a match, okay? So 72 isn't necessarily a bad thing, but it does give you a bit of a confidence score so that you can decide whether or not something is a match outside of just your own eyes. And then if you scroll down here, and Sam's Club is an image match site, you can scroll down here to this PS4 game, and you can see that it is a 100% match. And what's really cool about this is Tactical Arbitrage realizes that this is a 100% match, even though there's just a small difference. And that is, you can see there's an RP on the bottom left of this one here at Sam's Club, and there is rated M on the left of this one here at at Amazon. So it's able to kind of pull that stuff out and see the difference, okay? So it's been really powerful. But let's talk about how to buy XPaths, and then let's talk about how to build them and how to upload them. And then we'll kind of get into some other things here.
Excellent.
Let's see. Okay. So the easiest way to get XPaths, and let me move this little bar here.
Can I answer it real quick?
Yeah, go for it.
We have one question on the Facebook asking how much the subscription is for each month.
For Tactical Arbitrage?
Yes.
We can talk about that. Tactical Arbitrage has several different plans now. It used to just be one. But now there are, is it 4 or 5? 1, 2, 3, there's 5 now, okay? So the full suite is $149 per month. You do get a 7-day trial for $1. Now, if you go searching around, or I don't know if you guys have one, but there are codes out there for 10-day trials for $1, okay? The full suite includes everything: product search, reverse search, wholesale, Amazon flips, and the library search. You can do just the online arbitrage suite, which gives you the product search and the reverse search for $99 a month, and of course the trial's always included. Wholesale only is $69 per month, and then if you want arbitrage plus wholesale, it's $129. And then there's the flip pack, which gives you Amazon flips so that you can kind of fill a pipeline of leads for items that, you know, go up and down in price on Amazon, as well as the library search, where you search for merchant fulfilled books and flip them to FBA, and that's $79 a month. So there's a lot of different options depending on what you want to do.
Excellent. And Mom, you have a follow-up question asking which one. We'll talk about that during a coaching call. This is more for the advanced information, so we'll talk about that more individually.
Perfect. Now, let's talk XPaths. There's a couple of ways to get them. I'm going to show you first how to come up with ideas for XPath sites, okay? You're going to want to go to your product search screen, and you can click this drop-down button for all the websites in here. And you can, the blue websites are XPaths that you've added, and the ones that are in the black writing are ones that are automatically included, okay? So what you can do is just go to a place like cashbackmonitor.com and start going through their sites. And we're going to browse stores in cashback, and then let's go to A, and we can start looking at all of these sites in here, okay? So here's a cherry on top crafts. If they have actual products that they sell, let's go to top cashback. They make it a little difficult to get directly to their website. So if they actually have physical products that they sell, which it looks like they do, What you can do is you could actually, since this one is not built into tactical arbitrage, otherwise we'd see it up here in the A's, you could actually have this site built, or you could build it yourself. And so the easiest way is, there we go. The easiest way is to reach out to my buddy over at tacticalbucket.com and have him build XPath sites for you. Okay, his name is Javier. He's from Spain. He is a savant. He's an absolute genius, and he's come up with several things for tactical arbitrage that are really cool. But if you go into your dashboard, you can come over to these product search XPaths, and he's got a ton of them that are already created for you. Okay, that all you have to do is go USA, and then you start scrolling through and see what's in here. Now, if there's not one that you want in here, you can request it. All right, so you can either pay a little extra and have him build it immediately, or you can request it in the upcoming stores, and he'll bring it to market if he can. Okay, that's the absolute easiest way to do it. The other way would be to go out to Upwork and hire your own developer. That's what I did for a year or so. I had a lady from the Philippines who would build them for me for about $20 a pop, depending on how difficult it was. And then the other way you can do it is by using a Google Chrome extension, which is paid, called the XTA XPath Builder. And with this particular Chrome extension, you're able to go in and you choose the category pages, you choose the products, and then it will actually go and grab all of that data for you, okay, and turn it into a CSV file that you can upload to Tactical Arbitrage. Now, let's talk about actually uploading that CSV file, whether you get it from Tactical Bucket if you build it yourself, or if you go and build it or have someone from Upwork build it. When you upload it the exact same way. Let me download a brand new one here. Okay, so once you have your very first CSV file that contains an XPath, you go here to your settings and you click on Advanced User. And once you click on Advanced User, you're going to come to this screen here, and you'll be able to manage all of these. Now, when one of these is uploaded properly, you see a nice little green check mark over here. Okay? So what we do is we go to Create New Rule, and that opens up a bunch of stuff that nobody's going to understand unless you're into coding. So your only job is to click this Import Data button, go to Choose File, and then choose the file that you're going to upload. In this case, it's A1 Supplements. I'm going to click Open, and then I'm going to click Upload. This is going to import all of the data from that CSV file, which will figure out the URL XPath and the product block and the product title, the image, all of the stuff that you're going to need to be able to run a scan on a particular site. If it's possible, it'll also pull in this domain. You always need to double check this domain and make sure there is not an HTTP or a www dot in front of the actual domain name. If there is, you'll have a problem. The other thing is you want it in all lowercase. You don't want any uppercase or anything like that. It should just read exactly how I have it here, a1supplements.com. Now, you also want to make sure that this box here that says active is ticked and turned blue. Otherwise, it won't show up in your list, and people will wonder, why isn't this working for me? Once you have that finished, you click Save. And now what we're going to, oops, and look, I made a mistake. Got to click Active. We click Save, and you're going to see that I have two A1 supplements here. When I click Product Search, go to my website, A1 supplement now shows up twice for me. Okay? And then you're able to go in and take a look at this. Now, here's the really cool thing about XPaths. If you have an XPath that you picked up from Tactical Bucket, or if you have a developer build an XPath for you that Tactical Bucket has already built, it's very likely that there will be an easy bulk for it. Now, this will allow you to go in and create a bulk list for this particular site very, very quickly without having to do all the manual work of either building that bulk list yourself or going in and finding the URL and things like that of every category you want to search one at a time. So once we have this loaded up here, I can go in and you're going to see all kinds of clearance supplements. I'll add that to my bulk list. Herbs, add that. And now I am off and running and I can do a scan. Okay? And that really is as difficult as it is to install and upload an XPath site and be able to, you know, I like to call it fishing in a well-stocked pond with a lot fewer fishermen.
Yep.
Because not a ton of people are doing this. I'd say probably 100 to 150 people probably really get into XPath sites, if that many. So, so before we move on, any questions on that? Anyone curious about something maybe I made clear as mud or anything?
We do have one question in the Facebook. Does bulk list feature work for a website that has XPath added?
So the answer is maybe. Okay, so we saw with that A1 supplements that there is an easy bulk list. Okay, now if you happen to purchase these from Tactical Bucket, it's very, very likely that there is an easy bulk list. If there is not an easy bulk list and you purchased it from Tactical Bucket, you're going to get a bulk list with it. Okay, so on these ones here that I've purchased from Tactical Bucket, I can actually download a bulk list. All right. But if you go, let's go to What on Earth catalog here. If I go here to What on Earth catalog, the easy bulk is also here. But that's not, it's not that way for every single site. Vitamin scripts, for example. Vitaminscripts.com is not one that has been built by Tactical Bucket. If we go over to search for vitamin here. Yeah, so they don't have vitamin scripts. So there is not an easy bulk list for this. This is one that I had my developer build. So in this one, you'd actually have to go out and either have a bulk list built or you need to build it yourself. Okay.
And then that was his follow-up question to that. I know that there were some things that you wanted to talk about, Chris, some other things, but if we have time at the end, could you maybe show us how the Chrome extension works to build that Excel file?
Oh, I'll show you right now.
Okay, excellent.
So, like I said, this is a paid extension, but what you do here is you go to a page, any page that has products on it. Okay, so in this particular one, I'm in General Crafts. Now, I always need to make sure that I have this cleared out, and then I refresh my page just to make sure I have everything clean. And then what we're going to do here is, let me see how many pages I have here. I have 713. Great. So we right-click on the page, and you go to XTA XPath Builder, and you go to this category pages. You mark this as the first category page. All right? And this is going to help you with your pagination. Then you go down to this first product here, and you right-click on the image. You go to your XTA XPath Builder, go to your category pages again, and we're going to select that as the first product in the category. And you're going to see that turn yellow. Then we're going to scroll down here, and we are going to right-click that image, go back to our XTA XPath Builder, and we're going to select that as the last product in the category. Now, a lot of you will be like, well, that's not the last product in the category. That's okay. It'll understand that there are this many items on a page, and it will pull back the right information. Now, what you want to do is you want to scroll to page number 2, right-click again, go to your XTA XPath Builder, category pages, and we want to mark this as our second category page, and we're going to scroll one more time, and then we're going to mark this one as our third category page. And this will make it so it can go through the list of products easier. Now, once you have that finished, we're actually going to need to go in and take a look at one of these products. And in here, we're going to right-click on the title, go to our XPath Builder, and we're going to select the title. You'll see that turns yellow. Then we're going to hover over the, the image, right-click, and we will go back to the product page and select the product image. And you'll usually see that turn an off color, kind of like it's got a shadow on it. And then you can look for a UPC, but a lot of sites don't have them. Oh, this one does. Check this out. We're going to scroll down here. We're going to right-click, and we will go to our XPath Builder and product pages. We'll grab the UPC, and then, really important, we don't want to forget the price. So we'll right-click on the price and select the price. Now, once that's all finished, we right-click one last time. We go to the XTA XPath Builder, and we click Save. We're going to turn this into a cherry on top. I'm going to submit that. And let's just, now, here's something I need to make sure everybody understands. One, this is not my extension. This was built by someone else. But two, a lot of sites work, like a ton of them. I have a friend who purchased this, and within like 48 hours, he had built 100 of these. Now, not every site will work. Okay, so I don't want to make it seem like there's egg on my face after we upload this to Tactical Arbitrage. But once you have that CSV saved, you go back into Tactical Arbitrage, and we go to our settings. We go to Advanced User. We're going to create a new rule. We're going to import that data that we just created. A cherry on top. There we go. Going to upload that. And then we want to make sure that we have that right. So it is a cherryontop.com. Going to put that there in the domain section. Turn it active. And we will hit save. Now, here's what we should be able to do. We see it here. Okay, let's go to our product search. I did not make a, sorry guys, let's see. I did not make a bulk list for this, but that's something that I would want to do. Mm-hmm. But we're going to go back to general crafts. Actually, let's pick a different, let's go to basket making. This is likely what we're going to need. Actually, let's go to a bigger category. So the category is likely going to look like this, and that's what we're going to need to put into Tactical Arbitrage. So we'll go and we'll select a cherry on top. Here it is. We'll put in our category, and then we're going to hit search, and we'll see if this one works. Open up my log here. And it does. So we have added a site to Tactical Arbitrage that was not there before. I didn't put in any filters, so we're seeing some things getting skipped,
yeah.
You know, and things like that. But we're seeing a bunch of products added already. And the cool thing about the category that I chose is there's 12 items per page, There's 700 pages there, so this is going to go through a ton of products for me. Yeah, we can actually go look. We'll go view the data, and there we go. We're getting all of these things here. So we're having a little bit of an issue. For some reason, it's not pulling back the image, but I very well may have messed something up there. But we are getting some, we're still getting some matches on tactical arbitrage, okay? So when these kind of things happen, we just have to look at that CSV, and I probably accidentally missed hitting a button or something. But that's as simple as it is.
Excellent.
All right, let me stop that search. Any questions there? Anything come up that people might want to know about that kind of thing?
I think that we're good so far.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I am going to try to keep this to like 45 minutes or an hour. So what are some of the questions you guys get on a regular basis about tactical arbitrage? What are people concerned about? What are their pain points? That kind of thing.
Trying to figure out how to do import bulk category list.
Okay. So I'm going to guess that most people are using the sites that are already in tactical arbitrage.
Yep.
Most likely.
Mm-hmm.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a target scan as an example.
Mm-hmm.
Here's the thing. There is no reason to be importing your own bulk category list anymore. If you have one that's collecting digital dust in your hard drive, it's probably time to go ahead and get rid of it, because the Easy Bulk has made it so simple. So let's say, for example, that we want to, let's just say we want to get ready for Q4 and we're going to go hard after toys and video games. Instead of going through my bulk list and figuring out which categories are toys and video games, all I have to do is go over here to my Easy Bulk list, open it up, and right in the level 1, I should be able to see toys. I'll add that to my bulk list. And then I go back in here again, I click video games, and I add that to my bulk list. And now, if you'll see here in my bulk category, I have 130 out of 500 spaces available and ready for me. All right? Now, here's one of the things I do. If this happened to be a site that you are going to scan often, maybe it is a honey hole, maybe they have sales on a regular basis, whatever it is, you click this Save and Edit button by your Easy Bulk list, and you click this blue button, this Name Save button. And I'm going to name this Target Toys and Video Games. And then I'm going to click the Save button again. Now, what I've done is I've saved this so that I never have to make it again. It'll be ready for me to use whenever I want, okay? So if we close this down, you're going to see a drop-down box over here by Easy Bulk. You can do the current, which it'll show 0, it'll show nothing in there. I have one that I made for Shields the other day. And then you're going to see your Target Toys and Video Games. And it will load in there for you automatically. Now, here's the cool thing. If I hit refresh, you're going to see that it takes everything out of here, okay? So let's say I know exactly what I want to scan. It's an Easy Bulk list that I've made in the past. I open up my Easy Bulk list. I go to Target Toys and Video Games. I've created myself some saved filters. So I throw in my saved filters. I hit search. I don't even have to pick a website. It just automatically does all the work for me. Okay?
Excellent.
So a little bit of upfront work in creating bulk lists and creating saved filters can allow you or your virtual assistant to be able to go in and start scans the minute they stop, so that you're always having data running through your tactical arbitrage account, that's how you really succeed with tactical arbitrage, is having it running as close to 24/7 as possible.
Yep. And we have a follow-up to that, Chris. Can multiple sites be added this way?
Can multiple sites be added via XPath, or can they be added via
The
Easy
bulk. Yep, the
Okay.
easy bulk.
Absolutely. So let me stop this search here. Let's say that we want to do, I want to create as big of a toys list as I can. So I know that I'm going to go to Target, and I'm going to grab the toys category, and I'm going to add that to my bulk list. And then I'm going to skip Walmart because their toy category is huge, but I am going to go to Walgreens. And I want to grab their toy category, which is under baby, kids, and toys, and toys. I'm going to add that to my bulk list. And then I'm going to go to Barnes & Noble, and I'm going to go grab their toys and games. So now I've got 330 categories selected out of 500. I've got Target, Walgreens, Barnes & Noble. Go to my Save and Edit button, and I'm going to call this Target, Wags, and B&N Toys. Save that bad boy, and you're good to go. So you could do that. You could do one category from 500 stores. You could do 30 or 50 categories from 10 stores. Whatever you want to do, you can build it any way you like.
And then as a follow-up, he said, can different XPath date from multiple sites be added this way via XPath save data?
Can different XPath data from multiple sites be added this? If I'm understanding correctly, yes. I think you're asking if you can create multiple bulk lists for XPath sites. The answer is yes. Yeah.
He said exactly.
Yeah. So I'll show you an example here. Let's say, for example, that I want to go to A1 supplements. All right. And in my A1 supplements, I want to add clearance. And then, let's see another one I have here. This ADW diabetes. Let's just say I want to go to diabetes supplies, and I don't know if they have a clearance section or not. I don't think so. So I'm just going to add their diabetes supplies stuff. Add that. And let's find one more. Oh, I need to take that one out. Backpage got shut down by the government, so no more no more tactical arbitraging for ladies of the evening.
Ah.
Let's see. Let's just do how Beals is going out of business. We'll just look at budget golf. Let's see if, yeah. So we'll add some golf balls in there as well. So diabetes supplies, clearance vitamins, and golf balls. And I've got a bulk category bulk category list for 3 of my XPath sites. So if there's easy bulk available for the XPath sites, you can absolutely do it. And you could do it with some XPath sites, and you could do it with some sites that are in tactical arbitrage. So if I wanted to add Target Health and Beauty to this bulk list, I could do that too. So you can literally slice and dice this any way you want.
And he says on XPath file creation, do we need to create the XPath data file for each category, or does the Chrome extension auto-populate all site data?
It does populate the site data, because what happens is the site is built the same, and now I'm giving you my layman's understanding. Yeah. So the site is typically built the same across all categories. So you kind of need to extract the framework so that tactical arbitrage can then go in and get the proper details.
Mm-hmm. You're pretty much giving it the skeleton of where everything is located within the code so they can run it and pull that data from the code. So it just needs to know how that website is built in order to know where to pull the information from.
Exactly. All right. So that's really about it when it comes to XPaths, unless there are any other questions.
It is, the name of the Chrome extension is XTA XPath Builder.
Yeah, okay, never mind. Yeah, it's called the XTA XPath Builder. I don't have a link handy.
I can probably get one.
Yeah.
I just have to go to the thingamabob because I have it on my computer.
Okay.
Yeah, I got it.
Okay.
I'll send it out to him.
Yeah, perfect. Discount. That's the thing I was going to talk about. I'm sure that could be worked out. I just can't.
Yeah, don't make any promises. So yeah. we'll get back to you on it. We'll see what we can do.
Yeah, like I said, it's not mine. Otherwise, I'd just offer a discount right now. But okay, let's talk a little bit. I got one more thing I want to show you guys, and then I know we'll be coming up on pretty much an hour. And I've got a 3 o'clock webinar today too. So I want to talk a little bit about the wholesale search. I know you said that not a lot of people use the wholesale search. And I'm really trying to get that to change amongst tactical arbitrage users, because even if you are not doing wholesale, or if wholesale is something you want to break into, there's some really powerful ways I think you can use wholesale to do some things. So if you know anything at all about the reverse search module in tactical arbitrage, you know that you can upload up to 25,000 ASINs to do a reverse search with, okay? And I would suggest that you do that and be running that as much as possible, okay? If you have Storefront Stalker, you can also scan the best sellers, which will allow you to go up to 100,000 deep of these top level categories, okay? So you could do that as well. Now, I build these massive lists of ASINs. The last list that I built was like 927,000 ASINs or something. And then I break it up and I start running that through reverse search. But the other thing that I'll do is wholesale will allow us to run up to 100,000 ASINs at a time. And when you look at wholesale, you're like, okay, well, I've got to import a manifest, and people are like, well, I can only get manifests from wholesale distributors. I don't have those. But that's not the case. You can upload ASIN lists, okay? I have it somewhere where you guys could just download it without having to opt into anything, and I'll find the link to it. But what you can do in the wholesale search is you can upload these incredibly large files, up to 100,000. So let's just say we got this one here. I don't know how many are in here, but I could upload up to 100,000. Now, when I upload that, it's going to go and it's going to find the ASIN for me. If you ran this with Storefront Stalker Pro, it's going to find the price. It's going to get me a product image link, which you need to turn off. And you can upload this. Now, that price that it's pulling is the price that was on Amazon, okay? And you can run this file. Now, down here in other filters, you can also show reverse search results for more sources. Click UPC stores, click title stores. Make sure you're always putting also show Amazon out of stock results, and click search. And what this is going to allow you to do is it's going to allow you to do another reverse search on top of the reverse search you're already running over in reverse search. So you get to have two running at one time. And let's see here. We got some data. Now, you're going to grab a couple of things. First, it's going to go out and it's going to grab the data from Amazon itself, okay? So here we've got no source, but we've got the price that I pulled with Storefront Stalker, and then we've got this Carter's Girl piece here. We've got all the information about it, how many sellers there are, etc. And then we can decide whether maybe this is a brand we want to reach out to. But even further, we can go down here, and now we're able to see that we can get this from Bonton. Actually, it looks like they might be out of stock. But they have this particular item at Bonton that you could purchase for $9.99. And so now you've got online arbitrage leads, plus you've got wholesale leads to reach out to. So there's kind of a double-edged sword you can do there. And I actually made another video about that I could share with you guys as well. It goes a little bit more in depth. Make yourself really big ASIN lists.
Mm-hmm.
That really is, be using Storefront Stalker Pro. One of the other things that people forget to do is if they have Storefront Stalker Pro, let's go to this saved list here, and let me open up one of my saved lists. There we go. When you are looking at your products, you're going to notice under this new sellers how many sellers there are. Let me find one that has more than 5. And this one has 12. Underneath the number of sellers, if you should have this little microscope here. If you click on that microscope, it's going to open up Tactical Edge. Now, if you have Storefront Stalker Pro, there are limitations on Amazon that allow Storefront Stalker Pro to be in line with the terms of service. And that only allows you to go so many pages deep on an actual storefront. I can't remember if I think it's 100 pages, which gets you like 2,400 products. But the thing is places like the online drugstore are going to have way more than 2,400 products. So if you have your Storefront Stalker Pro installed properly, you should see this little blue box over here. You can click on it, and what this is going to do is it's going to take you to a reverse search page, and it's going to automatically upload up to 25,000 ASINs directly from this storefront into Tactical Arbitrage, okay? But the other thing we can see is they've got 29,031 ASINs in their storefront total. So now we can download that, and now we'll be able to use that whenever we want. Or you can cobble it together with a couple of other ASIN lists, and you'll be able to run huge ASIN lists through the wholesale feature I just shared with you guys.
And these are going to be some great strategies that you can use during Q4, because this is, I mean, you can absolutely use it now, but this is going to be those strategies that can make or break you, especially when everyone is releasing their product lists and their bestseller lists and their hot toys and products during Q4.
Absolutely. Yeah, if you guys, if you use the reverse search along with something like BrickSeek or something like that, and you're willing to go out to the store and pick these up locally, you can make an absolute killing on fast-moving, above MSRP products.
We are just about at time, so are there any other questions on anything? Before we kind of end this, we've talked about a lot of things. We talked about XPath, we talked about bulk lists, easy bulk, wholesale searches. We touched on reverse searches a little bit. Are there any other questions? I'm trying to think about if there are any other thing, and I need to open up Tactical. Oh, so when you talked about Tactical Edge, Chris, sometimes we get some questions about the accuracy of some of their numbers in regards to monthly sales and the products in stock. Do you want to touch base on that at all?
Sure. Yeah, I can talk about that. Okay, so let's talk estimated monthly sales. As Amazon sellers, we know that Amazon is pretty secretive about that kind of stuff. So that number is currently based on a top secret algorithm that some mathematicians came up with after doing some research, and it is an estimation. So it's never going to be 100% accurate, but it's just another data point to use when we are trying to make a determination as to whether or not we want to purchase a product. If something is like completely off base, like if something is ranked number 1 and it's been ranked number 1 for 3 months and it says there's less than 3 sales a month on a product, you're going to want to send that one in and somehow it got past the algorithm and it needs to be looked at. But in most cases, it's a good indicator, but you can't take it as gospel. And that doesn't matter if it's coming from Tactical Arbitrage, Jungle Scout, FBA Toolkit, or wherever you're getting these numbers. They're just estimations based on really good machine learning guesses. The other one was the in-stock. Okay, so about a month, maybe 2 months ago, Amazon made a really big change to their API, and they no longer allowed you to go in and pull how many units a particular seller has in stock. Now, Tactical Arbitrage is very keen on not getting banned as a developer. So you can't do anything that's black hat or even gray hat or skirting the rules or anything like that. So that number is now pulled from multiple sources. And it's as good as it can be. But anyone who gives you what they think are perfectly accurate numbers are likely scraping Amazon rather than using the API, and that is against terms of service. So you have to be careful with those. It's likely the developer who might get in trouble with that. It's likely not the user, but I'm not putting my MWS keys into an extension or an app that is skirting the rules.
So we had a couple of questions come in. How do you handle no UPCs on the site while using XTA XPath extension? What kind of glitch could that cause? So it's not really a glitch so much. It just won't be a UPC site. It'll be a title search site. Like in Tactical Arbitrage, we talked about this the other day on our coaching call, how they have title sites and UPC sites. If you can't find the UPC on that site, it'll just be a title site, not a UPC site.
Yep. And it will still do image matching.
Yep.
So you'll get that image matching as well.
And then the next question, we have a couple more come in. And Santosh just has a follow-up about the how many. He's wondering if the how many extension is still good. What is your experience with it?
I honestly have never really used it. You know, I think they try. I don't know how they are getting their data. I just know that you can't get it from the API. And so I don't know what they're doing. But I don't know whether they require your MWS keys or not. So if they are doing something where they need to, you know, do some scraping or anything like that, it's fine as long as you don't have to use your MWS keys.
I don't think that you have to, because I think I installed it at home and I didn't have to log in, so I don't think they do.
Okay, I'll show you guys what you can do. You know, the godfather of Amazon data is Keepa. Okay.
Yep.
Sorry, bear with me just a moment here, guys. My front door went off. Okay. So if you scroll down to your Keepa chart, and if you have the $15 a month Keepa membership, you can go over to this data box here. And in the data box, we go to offers. And in offers, you can typically get how many are in stock. And they do this by using their own database and calling the API and seeing how many someone has. So this is a white hat method of seeing how many someone has in stock. It's not always 100% correct, but it is pretty daggone close.
Excellent. And then another, so definitely check that out on Keepa. How will XTA XPath handle a site that has quantity pricing on the product pages, for example, wholesale sites?
Okay. So when you upload, there are a couple ways to do wholesale sites. Okay. One is if it's actually a wholesale site, there's probably going to be a login you have to go behind. Okay. Yep. Tactical Arbitrage cannot natively scan a site that has a login. You have to either use a manifest, in which case you'll be able to put in the pack quantity, and then Tactical Arbitrage will do the math for you on the price. Or alternatively, you can use tacticalbucket.com, and they can create a wholesale advanced user XPath for you, which will allow you to scan behind a login. So what you're going to see here is I'm going to scan a wholesale site, and I had one created for motenga.com, and it's a UPC site. I get an easy bulk list for this wholesale website. I have to give my username and password to Tactical Bucket, and they store it on their server, which is safe. You don't have to worry about anything. And then I'm able to go in and I can do a scan of this wholesale XPath site with an easy bulk list. Okay, and this is the absolute easiest way to do it. Tactical Arbitrage will take care of all the heavy lifting afterwards.
So I want to be respectful of Chris's time. I know that he has another webinar to get to, and it's 2:30 now. So if you have any other questions, I think you're in our Facebook group. Chris,
yeah, absolutely.
Right? Yeah. So Chris is in our Facebook group. If you have any questions, I'm sure you can ask him and he'll answer it. He's really great that way. We'll touch base, Chris, about some of these other things that we talked about, like the links and everything.
Sure.
And then I will send that out to you guys in the newsletter next week. But Chris, thank you so much for coming on this webinar. As usual, you have given us a ton of tips and tricks and opened up a lot of people's eyes. I know that we had a couple of new members actually who are just starting with Amazon on this webinar. So to have them be able to see some of this higher level thinking is definitely a tremendous value to them. So thank you again for coming on and always sharing your wisdom and helping us better understand how things work.
Yeah, I'm happy to do it. And yeah, if anybody has any questions, just tag me. I am in the group, and I'll be happy to answer as soon as I can.
Absolutely. So everyone go out there, take this, start using it, play around with it, see what works and what you might need some more help on, and we'll definitely be able to do that for you. Go out there, take advantage of some of those Memorial Day sales. And once again, thank you, Chris, for coming on, and we will see you guys next week. Happy Friday.
All right, have a great one.